Hoo-ha. Okay, nobody behind me. Nobody turning in front of me. So I'm just gonna do it. Excellent. I've been on this road enough times, I know where all the big dips are, as they say. Things you gotta be worried about. Thank you. You're welcome. See that? See that? Guy said thank you as I went out and around him. That's nice. That's just nice. So the visibility lines in this road are great. Everybody can see you coming, they can see you ahead of them, drive around you. Visibility in space make this a great road. Road conditions, not so much. It's kind of bumpy and crappy that way, but whatever, right? All right, we're now up to Shepherd, another major street. Here's where I'm going to do a little decoy. So one of the things I want to show the value of here is taking some time to get to know your route and looking for back streets and stuff. So I could, for example, hit Shepherd here and drive down Shepherd and get over to Keele. Or I can cut through some back streets to get there. The back streets are going to take me a little bit longer, no question about that. But it keeps me off of roads that have crazy speed limits like this one. The cars coming along here are going to be going fast. And they're not going to expect to be seeing you. And that's a bad combination. So I'm going to do a little shortcut. The thing with shortcuts is you got to do a little exploring to get to them. You don't always see them immediately. Because what will happen is you'll take a shortcut and end up on a one-way street or a dead end that you can't get through and you have to come back around. So I happen to know that this gets me all the way through. That's only because I rode it a couple of times to get there. I think really good cycle commuting involves a little bit of exploring. Leaving a little early. Once you've got your basic route established, leaving a little early so you can try out different options. But you got to give yourself the time. If you get stuck in a dead end and have to backtrack, it can use a lot of your traveling time up, right? So you got to watch that. But I'd recommend it because you can sometimes find shortcuts. You can also find alternatives for the times when you're blocked for some reason because of the traffic or something, right? You go, oh, it's okay, I know a way through this. This particular route came when I didn't want to be on Keele at any cost. So every sort of back road, side street, suburban area I could find, I took. Because I had no desire to be on Keele Street. It was just terrifying to me at the time. Still is to a degree, but Keele's out there. Sometimes side streets can help you out by giving you diagonals, right? The way this works for me is I gotta go west and I gotta go, from here I gotta go east, I gotta go south. If I'm doing it east then south, east then south, east then south, it's not gonna take me any more time than if I just did east, 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 south, 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 right? The only way to save yourself time is to do diagonals. Cut across. So, sometimes doing this gives you that. This isn't. I'm basically now, I was just going east, now I'm going south, right? So there's no real time saving there. The places where I can cut across, there can be. Okay. What's up with that? That is, if I'm not mistaken, Dufferin Park? No, Downsview Park, pardon me. Downsview Park, that's it. Alright. So this is Kiel. It's a bit different in terms of the traffic and stuff. So let's do this for a minute. So the good news is that up in this part of the city, you don't get a ton of pedestrian traffic. For the most part, it's a new artificial lake in Downsview Park. It's quite nice, actually, pretty. Yeah, there's not a lot of people on the sidewalks up here, so you know what, if you don't really want to be on Kiel, you don't have to be. You can just hop up on the sidewalk and ride there. You do have to keep an eye out for cars pulling out of driveways and stuff like that. You don't want to put yourself in a position to get smacked by someone because you're paying attention to the cars that are on the road you're not on, right? Other than that, however, gives you an alternative, right? So always make sure to check for cars that might be turning in. They go pretty fast, so. I take a lot of things into consideration when I decide when I'm riding on the road. Time of day, visibility, whether the cars can see you, is the sun in your eyes when you're driving, so you're not likely to see the cyclist. Is the traffic heavy enough that people are going to be crowding you out? Stuff like that. So I'd call this a moderate traffic load. It's not constant, but it's almost constant. Both directions too. But not unmanageable. So then it just becomes a matter of getting back into the flow of traffic safely, right? Looking for a break, so you can hop on in a noticeable way. Like that. I tend to stay off the road as much as possible when there's pedestrians, or on the sidewalk. Off the sidewalk as much as possible when there's pedestrians around. I'd really rather not make the mistake, so to speak, and have to deal with the consequences of it. So right now I'm in between traffic packs, basically. There's a bunch of them behind me and a bunch of them in front of me. Not sure how far behind, but they're behind. So that gives me free road for a while. It's one of my biggest discoveries when I first started commuting on major routes, which is that there's packs of traffic, especially on the faster roads, on the bigger roads. Once that pack goes by you, you're pretty much on your own for a while, which is kind of cool. So here, for example, this comes up red. Got that guy turning. Other than that, I'm still clear behind me. Nice. Okay, here I'm going to do a little trick. Dip in for a second and let that car go by. He was right on my tail and anxious to go. So this is the next big challenge of the ride home. The highway exit. key to this is just to be where you're supposed to be and everything's fine. Don't get creative, so to speak.
Alright, I'll be interested.
So Keel and Wilson. So you got an exit to the 401 here, which means a lot of traffic trying to pull past you. So essentially when you get up to the bridge, there's a right-hand lane that exits onto the 401 and a lane that goes straight. I gotta be in the lane that goes straight. So for a little while there, I got cars on the right of me and cars on the left of me. That takes a little getting used to. For the motorists and for the cyclists, to be honest with you. The motorists kind of freak out. Cyclists can often freak out because it can be a little scary. So the key is just to maintain your line and not get all worked up about it. Be where you're supposed to be. People might honk at you because they're like, hey, what the hell? Are you going on the highway or something? Which of course you're not. But people don't get why you're there, right? They have to make a comment about it that way. Anyway, so focus for a moment. We're going to pull over a bit to the right. Good traffic attempts to pass me because they all want to get to the highway. So they're going to hit the gas to do that, right? They don't want to miss this light. I don't want to get run over by anybody trying to get to the light, so I just stay out of the way and let them pass. I don't need to be there first. That's not advantageous to me. So let them go. There you are. The yellow's coming now. And then the red. This guy wants to make it and he can't, right? This guy's trying to get ahead of me too, so let him go. Because he wants to go onto the highway, right?